Masinamkele kwakho kwinkqubo yethu iVoice of the Bay. Igama lam nguPercy M Lamani. Kwinkqubo yethu yanamhlanje sikunye nazo indwendwe esuka phaa kumbutho wabasebenzi, umbutho weNEHAWU apha kwiphondo leMpuma Kapa. Kanti ke ndikunye naye umhlekazi uDyalvani Mawethu ongu-Provincial Deputy Chairperson, kwakunye naye uProvincial Chairperson uMr Ntshuntsha Mwezi. Sabe sincokola ke nabo nge-Public Service Delivery Campaign, which is focusing on public health. Kanti kwakhona kuba sisazi into yokuba yinyanga lena yezothutho nendlela, roads and transport. Kanti ke apha kumasipala Ntombaxa political head kuye kaloku u-MMC ukansila Yolisa Pali Jongilanga. Kanti kwakhona kulaa mzi woduladula ibhasi ukutsho umhlekazi uMazotsho Duze naye uza kube kunye nathi. Kodwa ke ngaleli thuba masamkele iinkokheli zeNEHAWU, uMr Ntshuntsha kwakunye naye uMr Dyalvani. Leadership, siyanamkela kwinkqubo yethu iVoice of the Bay. Mhlekazi wam uNtshuntsha Mwezi, Provincial Chair. Siyakwamkela mhlekazi.
Siyabulela msasazi ngokwamkela.
Kanti ke masize kuwe mhlekazi uDyalvani Mawethu. Mhlekazi uDyalvani Mawethu, siyakwamkela nawe kwinkqubo yethu iVoice of the Bay.
Masibulise msasazi kuwe nabapha.
I understand that this week you have spent a lot of time here in Nelson Mandela region or Bay, focusing on service delivery campaign, especially or specifically on public health. Why you have decided to come here in Nelson Mandela? Definitely there must be some reasons for coming here. As I also understand that the national office bearers of NEHAWU are also here, including you as provincial office bearers, together with the regional office bearers. Why you have decided to converge here in Nelson Mandela?
Isizathu msasazi esidale okokuba iNEHAWU ithathe isigqibo sokokuba mayize apha eNelson Mandela kukufuna ukuqinisekisa into kokuba siqinisa lo mnyango wezempilo kakuhle kakhulu kweli candelo likawonke-wonke, that is public health. Kuba siye safumanisa into yokokuba noko kukhona ukuhexa kwemeko phaya kulo mnyango wezempilo. Abantu bakuthi abangafumani unyango okanye inkonzo ngendlela efanelekileyo.
So who are you blaming?
Xa besingena ke msasazi silandelela ke neziphumo eziye zakhutshwa kwilaa ndlu ye-public protector phaya eDorangenza. Sathi ke ngoku emveni koba bekuphume ezo ziphumo ezithi ke mazibe ziyakwazi ukulandelelwa zilungiswe, sabona ke ukuba makhe siyoqinisekisa into yoba ingaba mhlawumbi ezo zinto zazibonwe ngulo kuthiwa ngu-public protector ingaba mhlawumbi bamaxa bandawuni na nokulungisa ezo zinto. Siyile ke okwenyani. Xa sifika eDorangenza, eyona ndawo waye kuyo u-public protector, sifike safumanisa into yoba izinto esinothi mhlawumbi bazamile ukulungisa, mhlawumbi singathi into ephaya ku-20% to 30% eyona nto seyenzekile ukuzotsho ngoku. Khona uninzi lwezinto befama zilungisekile phaya, sifike safumanisa into kokuba zisenjengalaa ndlela okanye zideske zabe ziwesi.
Okay. Mr. Ntshuntsha, I hear you very well. Mr. Dyalvani, do you want to add something?
Yeah, thanks, Msasazi. In adding to what the chairperson has already alluded on, as you are backing in the program, as you already spoken to in terms of public service delivery campaign, one thing that we can make an emphasis on is the issue that the issues that we have noted within the Department of Health, they cut across throughout the province. It is not only Doranginza as a hospital, but we can sample Doranginza as the institution that the public protector visited. But when you go out throughout the province, the same conditions of the appealing situation in terms of the institutions itself, it is the same in terms of the conditions. So that is the challenge we are facing.
Okay, gentlemen, you are in a service delivery campaign focusing on public health. According to the report of the public protector, where do you find yourselves at fault in this situation that is so chaotic? Where do you find yourself at fault as workers?
Singabasebenzi akho nto esibona ngokwakulethu icala enokuba singaligxeke kodwa angathi umuntu oyibona qelele ayibone into yokuba mhlawumbe abasebenzi abakhathali abenzi ngendlela efanelekileyo kodwa xa uyisondelela ungayibona into yoba oyena nobangela kukunqongophala okanye kukuba mbalwa kwabasebenzi athi umsebenzi befana oba ujongana nezigulana ezithathu ufumanisa uba ujongana nezigulana ezithandathu okanye ezisixhenxe loo nto yenza ukuthi inkonzo angakwazi ukuzisa kwisigulane ngokufanelekileyo ngenxa yento kokuba umsebenzi umongamele akajongananga nezigulane ngokokuba bekufanelekile into yoba ujongana nenani elinga.
So one of your concerns is the shortage of staff.
Yes, kunjalo msasazi.
There's nothing on your side that you see yourself at fault, nothing at all.
Ngakulethu icala hayi akukho thina apho kuthiwa singanegxeke elikuthiwa abantu bakuthi asiba service.
Because when you are talking of public service delivery campaign, it's very broad.
Yeah.
And it doesn't focus only on what you want as workers. There are a number of issues. Are you happy with the attendance of the workers at work?
Abasebenzi at work asina problem, asina ngxaki thina apho sithi abasebenzi bethu abayi emsebenzini. Ngelinye ixesha ke ingangabi ngo-100% loo nto ngenxa yokwenzeka kokuba when i-load yomsebenzi ikongamele ingakhi kwenze into kokuba ube nomtha wedolo xa kufuneka uvukile kusasa ubheke ngasemsebenzini kuba emsebenzini ixesha elininzi abasebenzi balichithela emsebenzini yenza ukuthi ke ngoku xa ungonwabanga emsebenzini ngenxa yokuba ungaphathekanga kakuhle yenza into kokuba ube nokuvilapha ngelinye ixesha. So ingakhe ke ngoku ngelinye ixesha sibe nayo into ethi abasebenzi bangangakhuthali kakhulu ngenxa yemeko yento yoba akukho mandi akukho kuhle phaya emsebenzini.
Your input, Mr. Kelvan?
Injalo msasazi ngolu hlobo kanye usihlalo is just alluded on.
So you don't have a problem with the workers who are not going to work? Because there are cases where your members or workers at large or general that are not going to work.
Yes, msasazi njengoba senditshilo zininzi izizathu ezinokwenza into kokuba umsebenzi angayi emsebenzini. Yile nto uzawufika kukho necandelo ekuthiwa phangu wellness elijongana neemeko zomntu zokuphila. Ngoba ngelinye ixesha le meko yento kokuba usebenze ufumanise into kokuba awufumani mvuzo ngokwanele. Umzekelo msasazi abasebenzi bakarhulumente basemva ngokwemeko yokuphila ngokwemivuzo ngoba abakhange bayinikezwe umvuzo obufanele bawunikeziwe ngo-2020. Yenza ukuthi loo nto babe basemva kule nto kuthiwa i-CPI, because ngoku imeko yezoqoqosho ingaphambili kakhulu kubo, bona bangemva. Loo nto ingakhe ikwenze ke ngoku xa ungakwazi ukuzizalisekisa iimfuno ofama uyazenza phakathi kwekhaya nefemeli yakho, yenza ukuthi ungakhe ke ngoku ube nokuvilapha. Ngelinye
So are you
ixesha
justifying this bad habit of not going to work?
ndizama ukuveza msasazi into kokuba zinintsi izizathu ezinokwenza into kokuba omnye umntu abe uyavilapha ukubheka emsebenzini, ezenziwa yimeko le uphangela phantsi kwayo, nale meko yento kokuba uthi urhola ibe imali ingekho kwayona.
Okay, let's just put a pause and go for a commercial break. Sibaleka sengasevenkileni sibuye kwanazo iinkokheli zethu, Mr. Gyalvane Mawethu, Provincial Deputy Chair, kwakunye nayo Mr. Ntshontsha Mwezi nongusihlalo weNEHAWU kwiphondo leMpuma Kapa. Venkile. Sibuyele kakhona sinamkela kwinkqubo yethu i-VOB Voice of the Bay, sekunya nazo iinkokheli zombutho iNEHAWU kwiphondo leMpuma Kapa. Mhlekazi uGyalvane, Mhlekazi uNtshontsha, siyanamkela kwakho.
Nkosi Msasazi.
Siyabulela msasazi.
Here we are talking about service delivery. We all want to do better in every place where we are serving the people. We want to execute the principle of Batupile. Is that so?
Kunjani?
As workers, especially those who are public servants. It's a good campaign, this one, that you are executing. But it should start from you as workers. If you want to change the environment, you must first change, or you must first make efforts of changing, so that even the people who are watching at you can see that there is change from these people. Definitely the surrounding or the environment will definitely change. How can you influence workers from stealing? Because stealing, it destroys these efforts of rendering services to the people. This habit is one of the great habits that is happening in our government institutions. Before you respond, do you agree that workers are stealing in the workplace, especially in hospitals? Do you agree with me on that?
Msasazi, andingeke ibe nokuyiphika loo nto into koba zike zibe khona iziganeko ezinjalo kuloo minqandandana ufumanisa into yoba kukho ezo zityholo zoba kukho ezo zinto zokuba kubiwe. Kodwa ke ayizo zinto zibuxhaphaka ngoba esibhedlele zikhona i-security eziqinisekisa into kokuba xa umsebenzi ephuma abe uyasetshwa, yenza ukuthi noko loo nto ingabi yonto ekulula ukuyenza okanye ibe yinto exhaphakileyo.
But stealing is taking place.
Stealing andingeke ndiyiphike ndithi yona ayikwazi ukwenzeka msasazi.
So as leadership, do you talk to your members about this habit? If yes, what are you saying? What are you discouraging them? How do you discourage them?
Msasazi, kwinhlanganiso esiye sizibambe zombutho, yenye yezinto esiye sizichaphazele xa sinikeza intetha njengenkokheli into ethi xa ungumsebenzi kahulumente ungumsebenzi okufanele uba usa iinkonzo kuluntu lwakuni, ithethe ukuthi ke loo nto kufanele into kokuba xa ufika emsebenzini wenze kangangoko, and xa ufika emsebenzini uqinisekise into yoba into ongafanelekanga kuyithatha awuzuyithatha engeyo yakho, ngoba ukuba ngaba uzawuthatha amayeza uhambe nawo wena, ithi loo nto uzawube ubulala mhlawumbi ubulala isizalwane sakho, noba ayisosizalwane sakho ngokwegazi kodwa ubulala kwa umntu wakuni ngokukodwa umntu omnyama, ngoba ngabantu abangathathi ntweni abantu abaya kwezi zethu izibhedlele. Into esishumayelayo into yoba ezi zibhedlele zikarhulumente zizibhedlele ezingena abantu abangathathi ntweni. Abantu abangathathi ntweni ke ngaba bantu bamnyama. Siyayishumayela kakhulu loo nto leyo uba mayingenzeki.
Okay, let's afford Mr. Gyalvash an opportunity to make some additions.
Thanks, Mr. Sazi. Just to add on what the chairperson has already alluded on the issue of public service delivery campaign, if you can note, Mr. Sazi, on its own, the initiative is not basically focusing on the workers, but it focuses on the society at large, where we talk about how then to best improve services within the facilities. Meaning which, as an organization, we are a caring organization that wants to make sure that the welfare of the society is taken care of. Because the demands that we have already spoken on, particularly on the public report that has been tabled with Chapter 9 institution, it mostly has nothing to do with the needs of the workers, but it basically focuses mostly on what the society is supposed to receive in terms of e-service delivery. Meaning which, Msasazi, kule point that we just wanted clarity on, it's correct to say we are discouraging members from participating in any acts which are of misconduct within the institution. Because as much as primarily it is our responsibility to defend our workers at the workplace, but however, we don't condone workers to do stealing at the workplace. That is the fundamental principle that we are taking as an organization, and we do preach that to our workers. So in our Global platform.
Just before we run out of time, leaders of NEHAWU, so far, what message would you like to convey to the public at large through this campaign?
Enkosi Msasazi, eyona nto sifuna ukuyithumela kubantu bakuthi yokokuba sibazise into yokuba as NEHAWU umbutho wabasebenzi sithathe oluxanduva esingaqali ke Msasazi ukulithatha, besikhe sabamba pha le campaign pha eMthatha, siyilauncha pha eMthatha. It's a national campaign, siyilaunche pha eMthatha ngo-2023. Sindululwa ke kukuba sibone into yokuba abantu bakuthi balala ezitulweni ezibhedlele. So sifuna ke ngoku ukubanika ithemba into yokuba bakhona nokwabantu ababajongileyo abayithathela ingqalelo imeko yempilo zabantu bakuthi. So as NEHAWU ngoLwesihlanu sizawube siyonikeza ixwebhu lezindululo esifuna zenzeke kumphathiswa wezempilo kukazwelonke phaya eDoranginza. Sizibeka ke izinto esiye sazibona ezongeza kwezi ezazibonwe nguPublic Protector. So eyona nto sifuna ukuyibeka ke ebantwini bakuthi lithemba lento kokuba bangalahli ithemba, bakhona nokwabantu abasayibonayo nabayikhathaleleyo impilo yabo.
Nkosi kakhulu Mr. Ntshuntsha Muhwezi, Provincial Chair. Deputy Provincial Chair?
Thanks, Mr. Sazi, but in terms of protocol, when the chair has spoken, I think he said it all. Mine will be just to add probably on that, just to encourage our members and the society at large, because the issue of Chapter 9 institution, as I've already indicated, it affects the society in general. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kyalvani Mawitu, Provincial Deputy Chairperson, and you, Mr. Nchuncha Mwezi, who is the Provincial Chairperson of NEHAWU. That's how we come to an end of our interview, where we were talking about public service delivery campaign focusing on public health. We will leave it there for now and go for a commercial ad break. Sibuyela khona evenkleni sinamkela kwakho kwinkqubo yethu VOB Voice of the Bay. Now I am joined by MMC of Roads and Transport from Nelson Mandela Bay Municipality, Councillor Yolisa Pali Jongelanga, and Mr. Mazocho Duze from Algoa Bus Company. As we know that October marks Transport Month here in South Africa. So at times we reflect as a nation on what the state is, so that we can also talk around disability issues. As we know that there are some laws or legislations that govern this country, so that those who find themselves in awkward position, especially those who are disabled, can be accommodated. Councillor Padi, as the municipality, I understand that there are some laws that you are following, national legislations that you are following as a municipality to make it a point that the environment is friendly for those who are experiencing disabilities. What have you done so far to accommodate such people?
Mandibulele ndibulise okokuqala kuba phulaphuli beMpuma Kapa. Bhuthesi thina singumasipala waseNelson Mandela Metro, singomnye womasipalathi abathi banikwa uxanduva lokuphuhlisa inkqubo okanye indlela zokuthutha abantu bakuthi. So njengoba sisenza lo msebenzi, remember ke we are being guided by the legislation yase South Africa. So wonke umuntu umsasazi kufuneka umtreate ngohlobo olumenza abe nesidima. Zonke izinto esithi sizenze thina siqinisekisa into yoba wonke umuntu uyakwazi ukufikelela ngokulinganayo nomuntu wonke. Ndizama ukuthi ke msasazi njengoko sinikwe uxanduva lokuthi sitshintshe imeko yozothutho ibe yimeko noko eya iphucuka, siyayiqinisekisa zoyi-25 ibhasi esinazo thina with abantu esisebenza nabo companies, into yokokuba mazibe nayo i-access yomntu wonke ngokulinganayo. Side siphumele ke Bhuthesi kwi-program esinazo ngoku, now that imetro yonke it's a construction site, senza sure into yoba kweza ndlela zenziwayo xa kusenziwa i-sidewalks, umuntu oziphushayo nge-wheelchairs, omnye akanamntu omphusha, akwazi ukuzihambela, kube lula. Yinto esiyipreachayo every now and then. Recently besiseTinarha where we visited i-construction sites, not one site. We encourage our project managers to say, make no mistake, let us make sure that we accommodate everyone so that they don't feel discriminated by the very rhulumente abamvoteleyo. Iibhasisi zethu zinendlela yokubakhwelisa, andikhathali noba uhamba ngoluphi uhlobo le-wheelchair, iyehla ibhasi, inendawo zoba ihle, imthathe imkhwelise, nezitulo ngaphakathi. Msasazi zinendlela yokubahlalisa ngoba kaloku abafana abantu bethu. Uhamba nge-crashes, sinendlela into yoba mayihle ikuthathe ikubeke, because immediately nifuna ukumncedisa nimbambe ngempahla nimnyuse, yenye yendlela yokumbonisa into yoba animkhathalelanga, ngoba laa mntu kufuneka abe free, angene ngohlobo afuna ungena ngalo, afilisha comfortable ngalo. Ukumfunqula, ukumfaka kwikiriva, yinto endala leyo ngekho suppose sisaxoxa ngayo ngeli xesha siphila kulo. siyenze nakwindlela esizenzayo umsasazi, siyomkrwelela umntu le nto kuthiwa yi-maintenance of gravel roads. If siyifumene information uba kukho umntu ololu hlobo ohlala kwindawo engakwazi uba ne-access emsa kwindawo eba makabe uyaphumela, sizikhuthaza qho ii-project managers uba sixeleleni khona ukuze sizokwenza inzame, kungabekho umntu ohlala endlini angakwazi uphuma ngenxa bengenamntu wokumphusha okanye engakwazi uziphusha yena okanye engakwazi ukungena kuloo ndlela. Ngoba le nto ikwi-constitution yalo Mzantsi Afrika. Zoyi-10 i-integrated public transport kwezi province okanye kwamamasipala bayi-13 oomasipala bafumana le nyweba, but abayi-3 bebesuspendiwe, but ngoku ubuyiswe only umsunduzi, so therefore sibayi-10 sibe bayi-11 ngale isanda kubuyiswa ke ngoku.
Okay.
Sonke silandela i-legislation which is i-constitution. Aba bantu banamalungelo uba babaphatheke kakuhle.
Let's invite Mr. Mazotsho Duze in this discussion of mobility for those who are experiencing disabilities, because there are a number of disabilities, and yet we are going to talk about others too. Mr. Duze, can you just tell us, now that you are having more than 400 buses, she is talking about 25 buses, and yet you are having more than 400 buses. What is the situation in terms of accommodating people with disability in your buses as Alcoa Bus Company?
All right, let me first take an opportunity to thank you, Pesi, for inviting us as Alcoa Bus to come have this session and discuss about the Transport Month, which the theme is about disability. Alcoa Bus, as you had said, we have more than 400 buses. And Alcoa Bus is an advocate of equal opportunity employment. That's the first thing, starting with the in-house. We employ a couple of people living with disability. And as much as we have 400 and more than 400 buses, one of the things that some of our fleets have, people have easier access to get into. It might not be big, but it's a work in progress, because with more procurement and more money coming in, we try and accommodate people with living with disability.
Okay.
But going back to the fact that as a company, which is a private company that works very well with the municipality, because we are in negotiations with a couple of things with the municipality, and the progress is moving very fast, because we're working together, including not leaving the taxi associations as well. We are in talking which will accommodate people living with disabilities. Going back to Alcoa Bus, we've employed, because of equity and the laws of the country, we are forced, whether we like it or not, to accommodate people living with disability. Not accommodate in a sense that we feel sorry for them. No, it's because it's their right to have, because the national framework category states that people must have accessibility into transport modes. So that's one of our core umgomo yethu ukuthi ba
Core values.
ukuthi ba abantu that live with disability must be able to access buses zethu.
Okay. Mamupal, both of you have shared a picture of what you are doing so far in terms of accommodating people with disabilities. So far, we focused on mobility, yes, but there are other disabilities. People who doesn't see or partially sighted. So how do you accommodate those people? Because such people who suffers from such disability doesn't have a problem of movement, but they are suffering from poor sight. And yet, what are your policies as the municipality in terms of assisting these people? Do you allow people to be guided by dogs, for example? If yes, give us an explanation.
Msasazi, masiqale ekubeni kwela candelo lezebhasi kwicala lethu lisingumasipalathi. Kuqala sinomntu phaya si-employe umntu who's living with a disability. We are training abantu to treat abantu equally so. As abantu abasebenza that are working in our transportation. Okwesibini, now that we know that we've got people abanengxaki zobona, asiye sithande wena msasazi into yoba kube khona abantu abakhokhelwa zizinja. Noko siye sizame ngamanye amaxesha working with social development. Because if you have a problems as a serious, you go and report to social development. Social development, they've got means on how to assist abo bantu. Abanye abagulayo, umuntu aphele ba disabled akwazi uncedakala.
So you don't allow, as the municipality, people to be assisted
Yes,
by
I'm
animals?
I'm coming to that, Putpesi. Thina kweyethu as municipality sinayo necandelo laka EPWP where we employ people. I don't want to mention name. We've got one person who's using a wheelchair ofisini kameya, but akakwazi ukuzigodukela. Unomntu oqeshiweyo msasazi ukuba makamncedise every day ukugoduka nokuza emsebenzini. Laa mntu ubhatalwa sithi because we are being guided. Yabona le nto ithethwa ngutata uDuze to say thina sikhokhelwa yi-employment equity that we must have these people,
Okay.
all kind of disability.
Okay, let's leave it there for now. We will go for a commercial ad break and then we'll continue just after that. Let's go for a commercial ad break. Sibuyele khona sinamkela. Good afternoon and welcome once again to your favorite talk show on channel 260. That is your VOB with myself, Percy M. Welcome, my guest once again. I was trying to talk about special assistive animals. Do you have a policy that allows that?
Yes, we do have policies. We do have policy that is allowing that, but somewhere, somehow, we believe that there are issues that we need to review.
Special assistive
Yes.
animals.
Yes, but there are very few people who are utilizing that.
As Algoba's company, what is your position on this
Our
one?
position, as the MMC has said, with these policies that are there to allow people with guide dogs, people with partial sights and all of these things. But however, Percy, we must remember, it's not as easy as it sounds, especially with public transport, in terms of allowing dogs. Because I'll give you just an example.
Okay.
There's certain things, like for instance, people cannot get into a bus with hazardous chemicals. It becomes a problem. Should a bus catch fire, should anything happen to the bus, a lot of people might be affected.
Precautionary measures.
Yeah, there's precautionary measures as much as there's those policies, but there's diversions in terms of what do you allow in terms of accessing the bus. Even the government also understands Ogotiba, yes, as much as we are such a diverse country, but however, being diverse as that, but there's guidelines and there's hindrances that guide us in terms of, yes, it's a work in progress. As I had said, that even our fleet is not as big in terms of accessing e-basi for people living with disabilities, but it's a work in progress. But however,
So not all of them are in the same position or level to accommodate people with disabilities.
Yes,
Okay.
that is true. But however, not all of them, but however, it's a work in progress. Because remember, fleets are being redesigned time and time again, so that you can allow, and the culture of accommodating people with disability, it's not an old thing, it's actually new. Each and every industry is kungona iya ingena kuyo into yo accommodate abantu with disability.
Okay,
so
fine.
it's a learning curve as well.
So there are improvements as we are
Yes,
moving
as
forward.
we are moving forward. Hence, we have these engagements in terms with the DOT, in terms of sitting down and having these workshops and inviting people that live with disability to address these issues, to say, look, when I'll go up us, these are the things that you need to do. Your government, these are the things that you need to do. Because at the end of the day, we're sitting here and abantu bayazi bhetere imeko yabo ngabantu that live with disability. So that's why you need to have the engagements and say, okay, Sharp, this is what we need to do. And then we sit down, we debate and all of these things. And we come with solutions. We go to how do we curve this problem? Yeah, well, that's where we are at the moment.
Okay, fine. MMC of public transport here in Nelson Mandela Bay. Let's just focus now on infrastructure. We have bus stops. As the municipality, what have you done so far just to work very close to the concerns or needs of the people with disabilities? What have you done along the road?
Sasazi kwi-committee yethu sinaye umuntu oyi-championayo nalento sithetha ngayo yobantu abaphila ne-disability, because she is living with disability. She can explain their frustration until you get to understand about what is it about.
And so,
Tina,
and so as the municipality, what have you done to address their frustration?
as I'm sitting here, Msasazi, we are coming from a site visit which was taking place in the entire, or half of the metro. We were visiting our site just to check, especially the one that sithetha ngayo, the new route that we are going to start with, all of us as the Vogue. So, Msasazi, we put emphasis yendoba all bus stops, all sidewalks, everything that is we are doing, let us accommodate them. It's open to everyone. We're not hiding even in our standing committees that this is what we're expecting. We went to see, and I can safely say, when Sasazi, yonke lento siyixoxa apha, this is something enizayibona nani xa niziphumela niziyam intoba we are trying very hard. As sisitsho ke wena Msasazi, indlela ziqala ngokwakhiwa ngoku. Sifika kwi-office indlela kudala zikhona. Kubenga accommodatewanga as besitsho Mr. Dusi, but we are trying by all means intoba mayibe khona into esiyenzayo, because uba ngaba i-cab imile straight, ours is to put something ezawuyenza intoba makabe ne-access to each and every corner of those old streets ebesezenziwe sifike zenziwe. There must be something in each and every area.
Okay.
Ayonto ilula ke Msasazi, ingeyonto esizawukhawuleza siyigqibe ngoku, because kaloku yonke into yenziwa ngebudget. Kodwa sithi masiyibone kwezi ziza kwakhiwa ngosikhona. Sisithi siyayiqhuba le ntoba abantu abaphila nokhubazeko mabangazifilishi ngathi bafike elizweni lethu so bona bazokubayenzelelelwa. Baphila nathi, bazelwe nathi, baphila kwimpilo esiyiphila, so makufane ngumuntu wonke.
Okay. Mr. Duze, on your side, what have you done, or what are you currently doing within your yards? Is there anything just to make lives of the people who suffers from disability to work very easy for them?
Look, one of the things that we've done, especially with
In terms of infrastructure.
yeah, in terms of infrastructure, with our we've got about 5 depots in PE. With the 5 depots that we have, accessibility is very easy with everyone that works at Algoa Bus. It's easy. We've got a very flat-footed structure on all our depots so that if one needs to use a wheelchair, that person can access. It's easy to access the depots. We've got buildings that we've got stairs at the same time, but we've got buildings if you need to have meetings with people that live with disability that cannot access the stairs. We've got rooms that you can come and accommodate those people with that. Like with people with partially, they can't see partially, clear lines in terms of road markings and all of those things. So those are the things that we as a company, we've taken an initiative of saying that we will accommodate these people with living with disability as much as we can and fully behind them. And I also want to commend the municipality of one of the things that they've done in terms of with the platforms on the bus stops and everything else. They've raised the platforms so that people with living with disability, they don't struggle to get into a bus. It's easy for them to climb into the bus and climb off the bus. Our buses have steps that are automatic, whereby a driver can just press a button, a step can come out so that person can come in and be lifted and come inside the bus. Okay. So those are the things, we've gone to an extent that our drivers are aware if there needs to be an assistance to people living with disability, then you assist them. You've got, besides people living with disability, you've got your elderly as well. That will probably fit into a category of people living with disability. Those people are being accommodated, your pensioners and everything else.
Once again, we will go for a commercial break for the last time, and then when we come back, we will entertain our last segment for the show. Let's go for a commercial break. Inkosi kakhulu kuni nonke nje ngokuba kunye nathi kwinkqubo yethu iVoice of the Bay with Percy M. Ngoku sizoncokola ngomcimbi othanda uphazamisa kakhulu ngakumbi ngexesha lwezidubedube kwimiba engqamene ne-service delivery. Ngakumbi kulo masipalati, phofu ke kubo bonke omasipalati kwilizwe lonke, kodwa ke ndiqinisekile u-MMC uPali will lead us when we are talking about this matter, because most of the motorists are being affected by service delivery protests. Their cars are being stoned by those who are claiming what is their right. MMC Party, once again, welcome for the last time.
Okay,
and you, Mr. Mazocho Duze from Alcoapas company. Councillor Pali, as the municipality, we know people will always demand services from the municipality, and yet if they are not given what is due to them, you know what they normally do. They go to the streets. How can we resolve the issue of violence during service delivery protests?
Sasazima ndibulele lithuba loba ke siyincokole le nto mhlawumbi sizawukwazi ufumana abantu abaninzi abazawuthi basimamele. Sasazi abahlali banelungelo lokukhalazela izinto abacinga uba azide zifikelele kubo ngohlobo abacinga uba bekufanele baziza ngakubo nangexesha. Kodwa ke msabasazi into esingasoze siyiqhwabele izandla into kokuba xa ufuna umbane kucime umbane kufuneka utshisa ikliniki eseyikhona because of ufuna lo mbane ngeli xesha ufuna ngalo. Sometimes msasazi siyakwazi ukuyosabela kubahlali sithi le into sizayilungisa. Sometimes sinyanzeliswe ngento time frames, you know, that give us time frames of this that you are promising that at least at this time zingenzeki, because remember, we are not just leading i-Banana Republic. We are leading an institution that needs to be at least sit down and do proper processes, before anything. Sometimes it will delay. But abahlali, once kufike the date, they will end up going out on the street, batshise izinto ezinokubanceda nezinto ezingayichaphazeli kwale ngxaki banayo msasazi. Siyabacela kakhulu abahlali, because sometimes abahlali abanye bayiqala ezi ntshukumo msasazi be-honest, ingabantu abarayithi and ingaba bantu benixoxa nabo. But xa sele isestratweni sele kusiliwa, sekungenele nee-criminals zizenza abantu abazoncedisa apha, kuphele ke kutshiswa imoto zabantu, kutshiswa ibhasi. Ngengomso ibhasi ayikwazi uphinda iyongena pha. Abantu abathenge amatikiti ababhajethayo into yoba ngemali ethile ngenyanga ethile ndithenga amatikiti for abantwana bam besikolo until ixesha elithile. But ngoku xa itshile ibhasi, izobuya njani iyonceda ibhasi phaa? Because kaloku ibhasi ayinanto nombane, ayinanto nee-blockage zee-drains ezikule area, ayinanto nee-toilets enizicelayo uba mazize zikamasipalati, batshise iibhasi ezingangendawo ezinceda abahlali.
Mr. Duze, how does service delivery protests affect Alcoa Bus Company and the passengers?
Percy, let me take this opportunity and thank you once again having to give us a pleasure to sit down and have this talk. And as MMC has pointed out a few things that I wanted to say about this thing. First and foremost, let me categorically say that so that people are aware, Ukutiba, Alcoa Bus is a private entity. It's a private company. The municipality has nothing to do with Alcoa Bus. It pains us very badly when we get affected when there is service delivery protests, that we get affected in terms of our buses get burnt, our buses are stoned. We just recently, in a couple of months, in fact, within a month, we had 2 buses that were burnt. In areas where we service the community on a daily basis, where we ferry people on a daily basis from one destination to the next destination. It has affected us very badly. It has affected our revenue. It's got major implications. And not only with the company that gets the implications of these things, because at the end of the day, there's people that budget on a monthly basis. Okay, there's an SV card whereby you load imali yako ye monthly. Uyayazi, okay, sharp, I use 700 Rand, for instance, on a monthly basis. End of the month, I get paid, I load Ella card so that I don't have problems of going to work. My child does not have problems of going to school. Now, you burn my bus. When you ban Alcoa Bus, I'm not going to be saying, but okay, Sharp, no, they've banned the bus, let me take service again to them. But I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, so it pains us. We want to give a message to the community. Yes, the complaints that they have are genuine. But being genuine as that, can we perhaps use in the Yogotiba, ibasi have nothing to do with this thing. Let the service of buses go through. We want to service people. We go to an extent that we help communities as Alcoa Bus. I can name a few communities, but I'm not going to do that here. That's not the platform to do that. We've gone an extra mile. We've put in buses. People would come and say to us, we need a route so and so and so and so, because we've got a number of people and this route needs to be serviced. We do that. These are the things that we do. We employ people. We take people to their employment. Now, imagine now you get 3 buses being burnt. It means that I have 2 or 4 bus drivers that are going to be affected. Now, if that bus driver is not driving, why am I paying them? I'll be forced to retrench. And I don't want to do that. Those are the issues that those are the real issues. Now, someone that is taking that bus does not have access to go to emsebenzini wakhe, and imali yakhe uyifake kwela card. That's going to affect yena emsebenzini.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mazocho Duze from Alcoa Bus Company. In 30 seconds, your closing remarks, MMC.
Masibulele Butphesi ngale thuba uthe wasinika lona. Sikwathembisa kanjalo ukuthi kweyokuqala itopic yokuba abantu abaphila nenkubazeko sizimisele kakhulu singumasipala ukubakhathalela khona ukuze baphile impilo ephilwa ngumuntu wonke. Asithi si apologize ngempilo yabo, baphila ubomi babo, sizakwenza kangangoko kusemandleni. Esifike sezenziwe zingenayo i-access yazo, sizawuzama kangangoko ukuba accommodate and make sure that they feel comfortable in every space abafuna ukuya kuso. As a result nakule nto yento ba into ye-advertisement abanye abayiva sithi mayiphume ezireyidweni, masibe nendlela yodibana neeforum zabo khona ukuze xa kukho izithuba wemsasazi bakwazi uaplaya bancediswe because bakhona ba-capable for ukwenza umsebenzi.
Enkosi kakhulu MMC of Roads and Transport kumasipala Tombaxa kaMandela, nguye kaloku ukhansela Yolisa Pali Jongilanga kwakunye naye umhlekazi uMazocho Kaduze usuka phaa kulaa mzi webhasi uAlcoa Bus Company. Ngolo hlobo ke nenkqubo yethu ifikelela isiphelweni. Igama lam nguPercy M. Kalamani wenkqubo iVOB Voice of the Bay. Happy Sunday and good afternoon. Adios, amigos. God bless.